Yeah, we on Boss Talk 101. Yeah, we gon' talk, we gon' have fun. We be on fire, we be lit. It's a unique hustle.
Check it. It's a unique house. It's your boy ECEO, and I'm here with the lovely, amazing, official Miss Jamaica. What's going on?
N9ne, no more there. Well, go on. I want y'all to stop what you're doing right now. Go like, subscribe, follow us from all social media platforms. When I mean all, I mean all. I mean on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, you name it. We're on it. Just Google us, Boss Talk Podcast 101. We'll pop up first in line, I guarantee you. But let me tell y'all see us on the street and talk about, man, I love what y'all doing. Keep up the good work. How can we be a part of Boss Talk? This is how you can do so. Under each and every video on our YouTube channel, right here below, there's a link in the description section to say join our membership. Click that link, follow all the instructions, and y'all will see all the exclusive content. Y'all been asking us, where's this interview? Where's that interview? That's where it is. Members only. So become a member today. Thank you, and we love you.
Man, we got a guy in here don't need no introduction, man. Listen, man, when it come down to value, street code, just a real dope dude, man, about to educate us on the history down here in Kansas City, Missouri. Black Walt is in the building. What's going on, man?
What's up, OG?
Did you hear how I put? Let me pull that closer to you. Did you hear how I put it? See, I got an intro thing I do, man, and I think I did pretty good.
You did great. You did. I'm gonna tell you where you did great. You said Kansas City, Missouri.
You know what? Y'all been on my head about that ever since I got down here. You know what I'm saying? My guy, everybody that I talk to, man, y'all right across the bridge, man. What is the problem?
It's just a history thing, man. And we don't have no problem with Kansas. I used to live in Kansas, period.
Okay.
But when you come to Kansas City, Missouri, you make sure you make the distinction between Kansas City, Missouri and Kansas City, Kansas.
Man.
Is it only y'all have that problem when we go over there? Do they say the same thing?
I really don't know.
That's what I'm wondering. I'm like, maybe
Yeah, I
y'all
really
are the
don't
only
know.
ones who have the problem.
Yeah, I don't know if Kansas feel the same way.
Right.
But I know in Missouri, because I'm born and raised.
And very
in Missouri,
proud.
And very proud.
Very proud.
Yeah, just make the distinction. But, I got all love for Kansas City, Kansas. Them my guys over there.
Already, let's talk about it.
Okay, so you're born and raised here in Kansas City, Missouri. What part?
55th Street.
That's what I thought, 55th
Yeah.
Street.
Born and raised.
What was it like? Because we got a tour from Big Court yesterday around those areas.
My God.
So we was on 40. We
was on 43rd.
Yeah, we was on 43rd.
Yeah, that's
a little
where
bit.
he's from.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what was 55th like compared to, since we've seen 43rd, what was the difference?
55th Street growing up, I'm going to give you a real interesting background. When we moved to 55th, which was in the early 70s, it was a white neighborhood.
Oh.
It was predominantly white. It was white families, middle-class families that lived in the 50s when I was young, growing up.
Wow.
And that changed, the demographic changed where black families started moving in. I would say around 80,
Okay.
81, somewhere around that area. Then more and more black families start moving in. And you could tell that it was strategic how they was doing it. But the more black families that was moving in, the white families started leaving out.
Wow.
And so then probably around 84, 85, when the crack epidemic hit.
Yeah.
Oh, they really got the hell up out of there.
They had to go.
Yeah, they had to go.
And if they didn't, they
Yeah.
became victim
They
of
became
society.
victims. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's real.
In the beginning, okay, down here, because I know how Texas is, but I don't know how Kansas City, Missouri is. So in the 70s, when you moved in there and it was predominantly white, did you suffer or did your family suffer any sort of racism?
Somewhat, yeah. From the older white families that lived there. We had a lady by the name of Miss Varney, and she was Jim Crow white.
Wow.
Yeah, she definitely was. You niggers better stay out my yard, stay out my grass. And we also had an older lady by the name of Miss Rowley. And you see, I remember these names.
Yes.
Because, their history is etched in my mind.
Because of
Wow.
what you saw.
Yeah, because
you
of what I
experienced.
witnessed and what I experienced. But for some reason, they just love Black Walt.
No.
Really?
Give me an
For
instance.
some reason.
And you don't know why?
I don't know why. And they used to call me up, come here, Sonny Boy. They call me Sonny Boy. Come here, Sonny Boy. And they would give me money
Yeah.
and ask me to go to the store for them. And I would go to the store, I don't know if their mentality was, he's a a slave mentality. I don't know if their mentality was that or not, as to I'm gonna have this young black boy run to the store for me or whatever this now. I don't know, but for me at the time, it was love and it was endearing.
Let me ask you this: like, what was one of the most, like, say, racist moments that you can remember where it was a thing? I interviewed OG Pyru out of Compton, and he talks about some white kids riding by throwing some rotten eggs on him and stuff because he walked up to the car. This was in the 50s,
right?
But for you, it wouldn't have been. I don't think that. Because they was just riding around, with the hair like the Elvis Presleys and acting. It was a different time, and they just came over into where the blacks was at.
Right.
For you,
to cause trouble.
Correct. For you, you was living in it. What was something that you remember that sticks out?
It really wasn't anything specific because I was so young, but I just remember the name calling more.
The name calling. The police how were they during those times?
Oh man, you didn't have a chance if you was black.
Yeah.
Whatever that white person said, that's what happened, and that's what it still goes on like that to this
today.
day.
Yeah, that ain't changed much.
That ain't changed at all.
Yeah. I want to get into his background though, as far as.
So on the 55th, were you living in the household with your mom and your dad?
I was living in the household with my mom, my dad, my 3 older brothers, and my sister.
That's hard.
I'm the baby.
Did you realize, probably not then, but now, how special and different that was? Because most families here in the United States are subject to mom taking care of the kids and daddy going about his business.
Well, back then, in our neighborhood, it was normal.
Really?
It was normal to have a father and a mother. We was in a middle-class neighborhood.
Yeah.
In the 70s. It's the 70s. And I know a lot of kids today haven't experienced
They don't have that.
Right.
And you know what? In the 70s, I was with my mom and dad.
That's right.
Cause they was 10. I was 10 when they divorced.
They broke up.
So it was right above edge of the 80s when they divorced. So I'm just saying I could understand it because I would sit around and watch Sesame Street and all this when I was 5, 6. This was what we had to entertain ourselves. Just a couple of channels on TV. It wasn't like today.
That's right.
But at the end of the day, we had them and we held them dear. You know what I mean? But it was not the same thing. And kids pretty much went outside to play.
So what do you feel
know
like?
I mean?
What do y'all feel like caused this location of families where back in the 70s you had more mom and dads in the household, but then I hear people say crack is the reason why.
Not crack.
What is the reason why you have single parent households now?
For me, I think it was welfare. For me, because I remember when I was little, once they broke up, they wasn't gonna get back together if they started getting food stamps and they started getting that monthly assistance and that Medicaid or whatever, because we would have to be accounted for, and the woman couldn't have a man in the house
if she's getting welfare.
Right.
You understand? And that was happening everywhere because I wasn't the only one being counted. Every kid was being counted and saying, okay, who's staying in that house? Can't be no man in that house. We gonna give you a break on this, a break on that, but are you by yourself? Better not be no man that we're gonna cut these food stamps off.
But that was for lower income families. That wasn't for middle classes.
So but you hit it right on the money.
Yeah, that's it.
My experience,
because we were poor. My
experience coming from a middle class neighborhood, and it was a lower middle class. It wasn't upper middle class. Think we had just money or anything,
right?
But it was definitely 100% the crack epidemic.
So when crack hit for y'all,
that's what split families up.
That split everybody's family up.
I think it split it split more when crack hit. But that welfare was for us a thing for the poor, lower class.
For the lower class.
Where if you left your man or if you wasn't get assistance, they were gonna get that check. Them little old brown envelopes were coming, man.
Right.
And them little food stamps, the green tin, I know the colors because I was a little embarrassed. But I'll go in there with one of them dollars and ask Bubba Lane to give me a snack cake, and I hand it to him. I hope nobody see me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, I mean, you had families in our neighborhood that was getting assistance, of course, but for the most part, we just had hard-working families that were mother and father. We had Ford, General Motors, we had all these plants, Hallmark cards, Wonder Bread. So black families had decent jobs back then.
Yeah.
So the mother and the fathers were in the households.
Wow.
But not all, but in a lot of households, the mother and the father was there. In my neighborhood anyway, but when the crack epidemic hit, whoo.
Let me ask you, when was the first time you seen crack?
My brothers.
How old were you?
I was, let me see, that was 1984. So I was 12.
And you seen it.
Yeah.
But did you know what it was?
Had no idea.
Little white in a medicine bottle? Was it a medicine bottle? Oh, it's powder.
I seen a powder first. I seen a powder because, God rest his soul, my oldest brother, he was not only selling it, but he was using it as well.
Okay.
So he used to snort powder cocaine. And one day I seen him snorting powder cocaine, snorting the lines and everything. And I was just perplexed and curious, like, what is that? What is it? And what does it do to you? And I remember he would come home late nights and, he might have been high or he might have binged on something, man. And, he'd be in the house hollering or screaming or just acting erratic.
He's snorting.
And, yeah.
He's snorting that shit.
He was snorting. My brother, my oldest brother was so intelligent. He went to engineering school.
Wow.
And from my understanding and my recollection, that's how he got addicted to drugs in the first place. He was wondering how the white kids at college were staying up. They wasn't going to sleep. They was able to stay up 16, 17 hours at a time.
Wow.
And study. So my brother was like, how y'all doing this? How y'all staying up? And they introduced him to, I think it was angel dust or something like that.
Damn.
And because my brother didn't use drugs prior to that. And that's how he got hooked. So when he got back, he got into the cocaine, the PCP, the Sherm, and all that. He got into all that stuff.
Wow.
But yeah, that was my first experience of
seeing it. Yeah.
Cocaine. And
yeah.
But you said, okay, in the middle class, you said it was crack cocaine that caused the split up. But that was years ago where a lot of people are not even doing it like they used to. So what's the excuse for today's generation? There's so many single-parent households today.
Because the damage is done.
So it can't be repaired?
Now that's the process now where it has to be repaired and families have to be brought together.
How?
Oh, I don't have the answer.
but I can tell you, and from my perspective, if something's broke, you have to build it, and it takes a lot. It's easier to tear something down than to build it up.
Right.
So I think the main thing you got to realize, if it's tore down and you're trying to build it up, it's not going to be easy when you steadily splitting and dividing these families. Again, there's still the government system. There's still drugs. There's still all these things that defines how families move, man. There's a lot of different technical things. The social media thing is looking at everybody's judging each other now. Right. It's not going to be easy. And then a lot of time, women and men, they compete more than they do come together.
Right.
They talk about each other. They don't even, the first thing a woman to tell, I don't need no man.
Right.
I don't need no man. I don't need no man to make it.
Right.
My daddy wasn't there for me. Why would I don't even trust a man.
Right.
So people need to really get their priorities straight and figure out what's most important for them.
No, they need to go to God is what they really need to do.
Thank you.
All that other stuff,
I was about to say that.
Yeah, they need to go to God.
If you ask me for an answer, my answer is a spiritual foundation. Mm-hmm. Whatever your belief is, whatever your religion is, but you need a spiritual foundation to follow that'll teach you these things. And if it's not teaching you that, then it's not you're not following the right thing. But, to love your people. If we see Chinese people get together, right, and we wonder why all the what are those people that's coming over and they buying all the Indian people?
Oh yeah, they're 7-Eleven everywhere, man.
Everywhere they buying up all the stuff in the black communities,
and they give their people their jobs and all of that.
You see how they stick together. That's what the black man has to do. That's what the black family has to do. The black man and the black woman, we have to come together, and these are the things that we have to apply these principles.
So we got to do better, man, and we got to figure it out, and we got to. I don't believe in talking about our people and not talking to them. Right. I think these podcasts help a lot because a lot of times you're in their homes now, right, because the things are being said and they're able to digest it, and they don't have to be embarrassed by digesting it.
That's right.
Because now nobody has to see them take it in, and they know they need it. So I think a lot of healing is coming through podcasting more than what people are letting on, to be honest with you, because of the stories, stories that's being told, even good or bad. Think about this for a minute. some people don't have no guidance, man.
Right.
They'll believe anybody. It's hard, bro. It's sad.
Right.
What you said just made me think about it, because some of the stuff being said is horrible.
Right.
Then you got the good. But that's life. It's been that way.
It's life. It's been that way.
If people say, don't watch the news back when we were kids,
Yeah.
or watch the news, it's for to be something on the other night, or such and such got killed, or such and such got shot.
Right.
They robbed 4 people. They stole that ATM down there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And you was waiting, anticipating that like a movie was coming on.
Right.
What I'm telling you is it's the same thing today, except for amplified.
Right.
Now you can see it. Somebody gets shot. They bled out. You see it. He
Right.
shot. That little boy got shot with little Ronnie up in Dallas.
Yeah, with the baby.
You
the
seen?
baby.
We
Yeah.
seen it from point A to point B. The other
Yeah.
guys just coming across the street. We
That's
waiting on
right.
the next episode because
right.
we know already it's gonna be another
just
video
caught
coming
one
out.
and
Or
the
they just
girl,
called
the
one and the
getaway
other one
driver.
on the left. We seeing it in real time.
Real time.
Visuals of everything that's going on.
That's what
right.
social media does now.
That's what you see.
That's what it do.
It's more intense than the news.
That's right.
But even
You know what I'm
okay,
saying?
That's right. It is.
but even talking about that situation, you were in the streets at one point. You know,
Yes.
back in the days when you were a younger kid.
I was.
And since I've been doing this podcast, because before this I knew nothing about the streets, right? But people come on here and I hear all the different stories, and they say that you have a code in the streets that if you see an op or whoever, if there's a woman or a child, you leave them for another time and you come back and get them whenever you can get them by themselves. But in a situation like what just happened to him, and it broke my heart to see that little girl was there and that happened to her.
Right.
And I'm like, in a case like that, that shouldn't have happened.
Absolutely not. But that's the code that we grew up in, because I grew up in a different time and era in the 70s and in the 80s and in the 90s. Nah, man, that code existed and stood strong. If you see somebody with their mama, with their kids or anything, that's off limits. Mm-hmm. You don't mess with that.
That's
But
real.
as the 2000s turned, that code started to change and it started to diminish.
Ain't that something?
Yes.
That's
So that
something.
code
Yeah.
no longer exists.
Let's
Yeah,
get in. Let's
for
get in.
some people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Let's get into the point. I know already. They coin you as. How did the Bloods come to 55th Street?
The Bloods came to 55th through 2 individuals from California,
Okay.
and they came in 1985. One guy who, me and him befriended each other because we both had similar liking in music.
Okay.
So he was a DJ, and I was a producer and a rapper in 1985. And his name is DJ Dr. Bob.
Okay.
Craig Patterson, my homie. What's up, bro? And so him and his cousin, Fly Mac, guy by the name of Troy Washington, they landed on 55th and Wayne, which is like 3-4 blocks away from my block.
Okay.
Which is 55th Michigan. And they came with the Blood Gang. So, when they came, they had the Gucci belts and the Gucci hats, and they came with the fashion, and they came with the jewelry and everything, and, they was real, looking good, looking real dapper and looking real good, and they was red this and red that, and so my homeboys attached to them, which was guys that I grew up with from day one, and, and they also came with the dope.
Wow.
So, they were supplying my homeboys with the dope.
That's cool.
But the thing with Black Walt, my family was already plugged.
Okay.
My
Okay.
family was already moving things. So, and I wasn't dealing in the streets at that time, because my family always stayed on me. You go to school, you do this, you're going to go to college, My father's a business owner. He was a business owner for many, many years and very well respected in the black community of Kansas City. Well, not just the black community, in the community, because he had a lot of white customers and lawyers and doctors and police. Everybody
you
was
name
in my store. So my situation was a little different from everybody else on the block. So everybody else on the block pretty much gravitated to it. I didn't like it.
You didn't like it?
I didn't like it.
So did it become a competition thing as well because y'all wasn't dealing with the same people?
Nah, it wasn't a competition thing. It was just more so we was cool. Them was my homies. We was cool. But Black Walt didn't take to the blood and Crip thing.
Okay.
I didn't take to that because I felt like this is their culture.
You were smart enough to recognize that.
Yeah, I said this is their culture. You know, we were always about blocks. What block are you from? You from the 50s, you from the 40s, you from the, this is back then, you know, in the 80s. Where you from? Are you from, back then it was a real divide between the north side and the south side.
Yeah. That's usually the way it go.
Yeah, it was a real divide back then. So, you know, that's how I grew up.
But when did you embrace it and say, you know, it is what it is?
Well, because
it just becomes you?
No, because me and Bob, like I said, you know, Bob became the DJ of my rap group, which was Black Mafia, in which Black Mafia consisted of me, DJ Bob, N9ne.
But see, I want to get into that. But how old was N9ne when he came into that situation?
N9ne, me and N9ne the same age, so N9ne was 13.
He was 13, and y'all was already doing music.
Yeah, we was doing music in my mama's basement.
Okay, so and N9ne basically was he rapping like the da 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 da?
No, well, yeah, he was.
When you first met him.
I'm gonna give you his first rap that I heard and what we recorded in my mama's basement.
Okay.
I mean, I can't do it like that.
Of course, I know you.
Yeah, I do, you know. So, given a chance to rhyme, a professional brother's gonna be a good start. Don't even think about sleeping because I'm fucking up every part. Any sucker that run up and try to juke me, my rhyme be so damn funky, it's like Dookie.
Oh, so
he was doing this in 1988.
Woo!
N9ne was doing that in 1988.
In 1988?
We are kids, man. We laid his first song down that he ever recorded in my mama's basement. It was called New Breed. And that's the song right there.
And basically you knew the sound, so you know his sound outside of any time you hear N9ne sound, you know.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And so how many did y'all put a project together, or was it just like an EP, just a song?
We just recorded songs. We was just
song for song. What was y'all using to record?
Oh man, I had a Casio SK5. I made all the beats back then. I did all the production. So if y'all remember Hustle and Flow,
yes.
Remember the little keyboard they had on there with the 4 orange pads? That's exactly what I had.
Yeah.
And that's what and we recorded from tape deck to tape deck.
Tape deck to tape deck. And this is N9ne's very first music.
His very first recording that he ever made. Ever.
Do you still have that somewhere?
Oh, we looking for it bad.
I was about to say that would be dope.
For it bad. Because what happened, we made tapes, and I gave Tech a tape. I had a tape. These are tapes back then. With no CDs, none of that. As y'all
of course, it wasn't.
So we had tapes, and I made duplicates of the tape, and I gave the tape to N9ne. So back then, I didn't know the music business or nothing, but I knew. Hey, don't let nobody hear it, man, because we ain't got this copy written.
That's right. You knew that much.
I knew that much, you know. And Tech did just the opposite.
He let everybody hear it.
He let everybody hear it. But it's a good thing now we look back hindsight, because that led to his relationships later on down the line with other guys and other producers, because they would meet him and they say, hey, ain't you that guy that made that You Stutter Stepping Motherfucker, you? And that was the song.
They knew.
New Breed. They knew from that song. And so it led him to work with this guy named Icy Rock. And then N9ne.
N9ne
had on here yesterday.
Yeah. He said he was there too. So that was during that time.
Well, no, N9ne.
No, he came later, didn't he?
Yeah, N9ne
came later.
This just me and N9ne.
You and Tech. So you was Tech's first producer.
Very first.
That's crazy.
Very first. So this is just me and Tech. But N9ne heard this song, New Breed.
Because he was DJing. But N9ne DJing at that time?
No, he was
producing. I thought he did a little bit of. Was he doing some DJing?
No, he said that's how he heard it, because he had an ear for the music, and when he heard that, he was like, man.
That's right.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Song. So when he heard this song, and he stayed right around the corner.
Okay.
But, you know, me and N9ne hadn't met yet. Tech and N9ne hadn't met yet. We didn't know N9ne. You know, he's a little younger than us, a couple of years.
Right, that's what he said.
We had never met him, and we didn't know him, but he heard that song, New Breed, and that song was so impactful for the community. A lot of people that heard it, and then that's how, you know, Tech, they started being aware of Tech. Oh man, this dude can rap his ass off, man. He's cold. So
he motivated a lot of people to push harder.
That's right.
Because he was so hard that there's like, no, I need to step my game up.
That's right.
So when you heard him and y'all was doing this and you was rapping too.
Yes.
Did y'all do some features together?
Yes, we did. We did a song called "Stumping on a Rampage" together. We looking for that too.
Well, you and them did it. Was that during the same time on the
Yes,
same?
yes.
Okay, and y'all was like, okay, we could do us one together now because you was rapping before Tech-9ne.
Yes.
So-
Well,
so-
I don't know if I was rapping
Before
him,
you
but
met
I was
him.
already recording.
Before you met him.
Oh yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Before I met him, yeah.
He probably was rapping or trying to. How did you even? What made you get into rap?
Good question. Okay, my older brothers, they had a group. They had a band from the 70s in our neighborhood called the Grand Jury Band.
Okay.
And they used to practice in our basement at my mama's house. I was a little boy. I used to just sit on the steps and I'd watch them practice. And they would practice as soon as they got out of school from 3 o'clock all the way to like 9 o'clock at night.
Wow.
And then my mama would make, all the other band members go home. Well, when they left the drums, they left the keyboard, they left the guitars. I went and picked it all up. All by myself.
All by yourself.
All by myself. And I started, playing.
Trying things
playing.
out.
And so when my older brothers seen that I had the interest into music, they started teaching me.
Wow.
They started showing me. So next thing, they started buying me equipment for me to have a makeshift studio down there.
Wow.
So I was like the only guy in the neighborhood that
With
had
a
I didn't
studio.
have no big fancy equipment or nothing, but it was enough to get you recorded and to get you heard.
Wow.
And I produced the beats. DJ Bob did all the scratching. And we also had another guy by the name of Short Nitty. We called him Shorty Mac back then. And he rapped with me. We had a group. We formed a group called Black Mafia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So that was and Tech-9ne was a part of that group?
Tech-9ne was definitely a
That
part
was
of
the
Black
first
Mafia.
group he ever was in?
Yes.
Black Mafia.
Yes. Black
Wow,
Mafia.
that's hard.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
So you gave Tech-9ne his name.
I did.
And, okay, the name Tech-9ne, is it, the reason you gave it to him is because of what it says, like the
A
meaning of the
gun.
name?
Yeah, don't try to be scared of the goddamn gun. Shit.
No, but I'm like, is it he liked that type of gun, or why did you call him Tech-9ne?
Good question. Okay, what happened was during that time when I was 13, I was 12, 13, I was far more advanced than the average 13-year-old. My brother Chuck, Lil John, was just telling me the story about I was 13, man. I had a Mac 11, man.
Yeah. I had a Mac 10, but I wasn't 13, but it was a little bit past that. But.
Right. I was at we all used to meet at this park called Blue Hills Park in our neighborhood. And we were playing basketball there. We went to go play basketball, baseball. All the kids used to meet, And this particular time, this older guy, he went in my pants pocket and he stole some money. And my brothers used to give me money. I'm talking about when I was 13, it wasn't nothing for me to have $1,000 in my pocket.
Wow.
At any given time.
That's a lot during that time.
Absolutely.
That
For
age
13.
person,
No,
right.
in that time, during that time period, it was a lot for sure.
Absolutely. So he went in my parents' pocket and he took my money. And I confronted him. Hey, man, you just took my money out of my pocket. And, oh, little nigga gone. You know what I'm saying? Gone, little dude, because he's older than us. So, okay. I got on my bicycle.
Got on that bike.
Got on my bicycle, rolled home, grabbed my Mac 10. And I went back around to the park. And I pulled that Mac 10 out. The Mac 10 was bigger than me. You gotta let Chuck tell the story, man. The Mac 10 was bigger than me.
You pulled that all out on
I pulled
him.
that Mac 10 out, man. I cleared that whole park out. And then I robbed him. I took my money
his.
And I took his money, his jewelry, and everything. So, that's just how it was.
That's how it was.
As far as the technology.
Right, that's what I'm trying to get, yeah.
No, that's a good story, shit. Man, you had it right now. When you robbed, let's go back and when you got to the park with the Mac 10, or was it a Mac 11? Because you said Mac 11. I don't want these niggas in the comments to be. It was a Mac 10 or Mac 11. One of them,
It's a Mac one of them.
Which one was it? I don't know.
Mac 11.
Okay,
Mac 11. And when you had it, you come out with it.
Yeah.
It wasn't no trench coat. You had it slid
No.
by. You ride down the highway
No,
or
I'm
down the
riding
street.
down the street on my bicycle.
bike
with
with
it in my pants. It's dropping out of my pants. But I was determined.
Because he done
You're not
stuck you
gonna
up for
take
your
nothing-
$1,000.
Not gonna take nothing from me. Period.
And you ain't got nobody to go with you. You doing this on your own.
I did it all by myself.
And when he get down, you just told him like, nigga, give it up.
Give it up. Give me everything.
And
Not just mine. Give me yours too.
He started taking it off and everything.
Took it all off. Oh, little mellow man, I'm sorry, man. Bloop, give me this.
Get up off of it.
Give me all this. You want to play? Let's play.
And once you got it, you went back. How'd you feel after?
Oh, we went back and started playing basketball. Went back and started playing basketball.
Started playing basketball.
Okay, now get back into the Tech N9ne
Now
part.
the Tech N9ne thing, and I was trying to relate.
Bring it all together.
Yeah, just
That how
advanced
advanced you was. Yeah, with that artillery.
At that young age. So I had a Tech N9ne at the time. So when Tech started rapping in my basement, he was doing that rapid fire flow. I said, damn, I had just bought a Tech N9ne that had a Hellfire pen on it.
Yeah.
You know, Tech N9ne is notorious for jamming.
That's right.
So I had a Hellfire pen on there, and then
that'll hit hard.
I said, ooh, wait. So I'm looking in there. I said, we gotta give you a name. So my name at the time was Wee Capone.
Wee Capone.
Yeah, because Wee Capone. They called me Wee Wee.
Okay.
They used to call me Wee Wee.
So Wee Capone
I was a
around this
little bitty
old.
dude.
Yeah.
So, but when I started rapping with the Black Mafia to go with the Black Mafia, feel, I said, okay, we're gonna change our name to gangster name. So I said Wee Capone.
Wee Capone.
Okay.
And then the guy that rapped with me, we called him Mac 10. This is before
Mac 10.
Mac 10 in Cali. We talking about 1987,
Of course.
86, 88, So we never heard of Mac 10 in California. So we call him Mac 10. And then we started looking in a gun book for Tech N9ne. I had a gun book because I had a love for guns.
He loved for guns.
So I'm looking in the gun book, and I think the first thing I almost named him because I love that 357 Magnum I had.
Name that boy 357.
Ooh, and I almost called him 357. Ooh, Mac 10. And Tech said, nah, I ain't feeling that one. I said, okay, let's keep looking. And we looking in the book, and we got to the last page. And on the last page, they had that Tech N9ne right there. And I said, damn, I got a Tech N9ne. I just bought that Hellfire pen. My Tech N9ne shoot fast as a motherfucker. Let's name this nigga Tech N9ne. He said, yeah, I like that shit. And that's how I named it.
And that's how it's named. Tech N9ne. That's a dope story, man.
That's crazy.
Boy, that's hard.
I have one more question. Okay, so my question is, okay, you were raised in your household with your mom and your dad, siblings, all of that. Good household.
Yeah. We had a good
Middle class household.
Oh, let me
Hold
put
on.
this in too. I can't leave this out.
Okay.
My father was a sergeant major, E9 in the Marine Corps.
So that even makes it worse what I'm going to ask you. Okay.
He was serious business.
How you had all of that but end up in the streets doing what you did?
Beautiful question. I'm gonna tell you exactly how it went. My father ended up leaving our household right before the crack epidemic hit. He left in probably 82, 83. Him and my mom split. So
How old was you when they split out?
I was 10.
See, I was 9. Same thing. I'm telling
I
you.
was 10 years old.
And we the same age.
Yeah, we the same
So,
age.
I
was
we
10.
going through
But theirs was just, they just couldn't get along.
Couldn't get
Couldn't get
along.
along
Yeah.
after a while.
Couldn't get along.
Okay.
So, they just split up. But my dad still came over on a regular
Of course,
basis.
of
you know.
course.
So, my dad had left the household. So, fast forward to 1984. My older cousins and my uncle were in the military. And while they were in the military, they became knowledgeable and met some, Colombian people and, from Miami and from California that were in the drug trade. And that's how the drug trade got introduced to my family. So they brought it back to my brothers and my cousins. I got some cousins. It's a family of them. It's like 8 brothers.
Okay. Okay.
But they like my big brothers. I don't even acknowledge them as cousins. Those are my big brothers.
Mm-hmm.
So they all got involved in the drug trade. And when they got involved in the drug trade, I seen everything.
Seen it all.
I seen it all.
What's the most product did you ever seen back then?
That I seen as a child.
No, even as a child or just coming up, the most.
When I got in the game,
Oh, it was over, huh?
Yeah, when
well, when you say
it
it
was
could have been
over,
30
brother.
keys in that thing.
30. No, I seen 100.
100.
I seen 100 with my brother and them when I was a child. Yeah, I seen 100 of them back then. But when I got involved, yeah.
All right, then let's bring him in. Yeah, get his ass in here.
Who's that?
The dude that you popping off talking about Mac Lib. Get the Mac Lib nigga in here. Mac Lib, what's Chuck Lil John? Get your ass in that seat. I'm talking about Mac Lib. You know what I'm saying? This boss talk, nigga. You're hollering in the other room, Mac Lib, nigga. What's up, baby? Welcome to the show, man. Tell the people who you is and where you from.
My name is Chuck Lil John, man. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri.
Chuck Lil John from Kansas City, Missouri. They keep saying I said can't line on me.
Talking about Kansas.
Welcome to the show, man.
What's going on, man?
So, man, you remember when the Mac 11 incident
I
happened?
was right there.
What you doing over there? You from that side of town?
I'm from 51st. The park.
So it's right there.
Yeah, it's right in the
He was
middle.
right there. I seen him leave and he come back. And I was, because we wasn't there. We was innocent.
Yeah.
So I'm looking like everybody else ran. I was like, that's my friend. I stood there and I'm like, man, where you get that from?
You was overexcited, nigga. You know you was gonna get in the crime, nigga. We up now. This is what I've been waiting on. The hood been boring to the day.
Right.
The nigga came back the way he supposed to came back. Now we can start.
Right. Yeah, he liked it. Yeah,
Man, so and so you coming up during that same time, how did you end up being a Crip, right? Mm-hmm. And he ended up being on the blood side.
Blood affiliated.
Blood side. He's not a blood, but just being around it.
Yeah.
But y'all three
Definitely
streets away from each other.
Yeah.
So how does that happen?
It's the guys that I was hanging with from on the 51st side. I had a homeboy named Man, which is Eddie Griffin's cousin. They had a cousin.
Shout out to Eddie Griffin.
They had a cousin named Moe.
Okay.
On the West Side Nutty Block. So Moe came down. Moe was good. The Bloods came down. They tried to bully us. They tried to make us sell their work and wear their color, and we rebelled. We started wearing blue. And that's what it was.
Just because y'all didn't want to do what they said.
We was already,
right?
Yeah, we was already doing our thing, but you gotta finesse it. You just can't go nobody. I can't come to Dallas and make y'all do nothing. I gotta, finesse it.
Yeah, it gotta be a reason. It gotta be a smooth transition.
Yeah.
And if it's not, now we gotta do what we gotta do. We gonna come in with the Mac 11. Keep playing with us. Keep on playing with us if you want to. So and just to even dive further into it, man. Like I know you end up in the different situations, man. When was the first time you bumped your head? You know what I'm saying?
As far as what?
Just getting into it with the authorities. I ain't talking about with no damn. Now we got cameras in. Don't tell everything. You ain't active no more, is you?
As a matter of fact,
I'm a granddaddy, my nigga. I'm not gonna do this with y'all. Y'all niggas making me nervous, nigga.
Nah,
niggas getting quiet and nigga
man. We aim for peace.
There you go, man.
I work for
I got my Bible in there. You
Yeah,
want me to go get it?
I work for that.
Okay, because if I need to get the word of God and put it up here, I got an app and everything.
We pushing peace, man.
Okay, there you go. But when was the first time you end up, running into some trouble, bumping your head? How old was you?
Man, I was I jumped off the porch late because I boxed.
Oh, you was boxed? That's why you tried to kind of, I seen how you looked at me when we walked. Nigga, I'm just gonna let you know, nigga, if you tried it, nigga, I don't box, nigga, I wrestle everything. I'm gonna give you all I got, nigga.
No, but
go ahead.
I boxed, so I was late.
Okay.
So I'm starting seeing my man and other guys in the neighborhood
dressing fly, looking good.
Yeah, got the
Riving up.
Hold on, stop.
You wasn't dressing
the
fly?
dressing fly part, he always dressed fly. Always.
Well, what made them stick out then if you was already dressed fly?
I want to wear Dickies. I didn't want to be fly. I wanted to wear
Come to sit down.
I want to be like that. I want to dress how my partners dress.
So they coming through in the Dickies, the khaki.
Not at that era.
At that era, of course.
When we started getting that bread, all that went out the window.
Yeah, you niggas Stacey Adams and shit trying to act like y'all.
We was wearing Bally's. We wearing Bally's.
Yeah, I forgot where I'm at. Bally's, man.
Bally's, man. Come on.
Yeah, you niggas up here try some Cold Huns, Bally's. Y'all niggas think y'all fly up here too. I always have. You know what I'm saying? Eddie Griffin, shout out, nigga. I see you, nigga.
That's the homie.
That's the OG,
I know it, man.
That's the homie.
Did y'all ever meet Eddie when y'all was done?
Eddie is my best friend's, one of my best friend's big cousin. I know Eddie very well.
Eddie used to dance.
Did he change?
What you mean?
Is he still the same Eddie?
Eddie the same. Eddie ain't gonna change for nobody.
Boy, that nigga cold on that stage. That's a bad nigga, man.
And I put money on you can't mess with him on that.
Man, please.
Hey,
ain't no nigga gonna out-tick me. You can tell Eddie that.
Hey,
You see his video?
Nigga, I don't give a damn about this video, nigga. Y'all think
Eddie,
that nigga on TV.
you hear that, Eddie?
That don't mean
You
shit.
hear that, right? You hear that, right? You hear that, Eddie?
Nobody ain't scared of it. Now, you say spinning a cartwheel, I mean, that windmill, I'm not gonna, but
Nah, that
ticking.
ain't what he did.
Hey, that's what Eddie
Ticking?
did. Eddie was cold on the ground.
Okay, I'm
You
telling
better
you
watch
right
them
now.
videos.
I don't
He
give a
was
damn
cold
about
that
them
way.
videos, man.
That's what I'm talking about.
No, I'm telling you, I'm about to give a damn about them videos, man. I tell you,
Eddie will tear your ass
man,
up.
Eddie won't tear me up, nigga. And I got a partner. Ain't no way no Kansas City nigga gonna beat no Texas nigga ticking, nigga.
Shout out to all my
Shout out
Texas
to them,
homies.
man. Hey, man, it's so much love,
I got
man.
partners in Oak Cliff, man.
Do you?
Oak Cliff,
Yeah, me
But you
too.
know, I'm a country nigga. I'm from East Texas, but I live in Dallas, and I've been in Dallas for many years, since the '70s, off and on. My aunties and all them. So
Right.
it's a Sir Houston too. So that's a whole circle for me, man. Love all that, man. But you guys up here was just, man, y'all different. Hey, man, the Midwest is lovely, bro. Ever since even Chicago, right up the street in St. Louis, you know.
different.
But it's different. It ain't the same. I didn't hit all of them. It ain't the same, man. But y'all, hey, I love Kansas City, Missouri. They have showed me love ever since I started this podcast. This man found me. It's funny. This dude way in Dallas. I'm not gonna tell the whole story because my son will get mad at me. But it's a story that, you know, ain't no way in hell I supposed to met this nigga, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And we end up meeting, and he ain't left my side since this show started.
That's
you know.
what's up.
So
Kansas
that's
City native.
and then after that. That's why you seen when the young guys Lustin and all them came on the show. Yeah. That's him. That's his era. So they coming down there trying to pop it and ran into a real old nigga that talk crazy to everybody. And I enjoyed it. It was a dope show, man. So I just want to say, man, like, I didn't let you finish your story though, but you bump your head a little bit, you know. But at the end of the day, how do you end up getting it together, man? Because I don't want to go into it too much because I know you still might go back. So I want to keep you over here. You're a Christian now, right? Or is you a Muslim?
Nah.
You ain't nothing.
This
nigga might go back talk to him, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, hey, man, keep
good,
praying
bro.
for him,
No,
man.
he good.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
good.
He say he ain't nothing, man.
Oh, he good. He all about peace. Man.
Okay,
I don't let
my brother about peace.
I don't follow behind no man.
How did you?
How did I bump my head? Or
No, how did you bump your head, and then how did you transition out of it, bro?
Well,
That's what the people need to know.
Spending money.
You know?
I had the sauce on police, sauce on individuals, and paying that money and caught a federal case, distribution and money launder. And the judge told me if I came back, he gonna give me 20 years. He said I was a drug dealer that was able to stay under the radar.
Wow.
Yeah.
And basically, at that point, that was enough to.
The streets is done anyway. It was a wrap.
How old was you at that time?
Man, I caught a case at 43.
Yeah, it's time to stop at that point, right?
My case was 38. I caught a case 38.
38. But you had got away with so
years,
much.
right? Yeah, that's why they gave me 20
Your
years.
ass had been messing over the city forever, nigga. You had a Mac at 11 at 12, nigga. We should have been got your ass. We heard about it. The judge didn't tell you we heard about you up at that damn park when you was 12, 13.
Oh, man.
But what's crazy, we were so little and we looked innocent, like little boys, where the police they would overlook us because we didn't look like we was doing what we was doing.
That's right.
Wow.
No, that's right. That's one.
Like Walt, what was your thing that when after that being 38, what made you say, you know what, man, I'm done with it? Because were you already kind of, scriptural and understood what the word said, or did you get that later on?
Well, as far as from the spiritual aspect, growing up, I grew up in the church, with my grandmother. My grandmother used to take us to church all the time when I was younger, but I didn't understand.
Okay.
I had no understanding in whatsoever way, shape, or form, but I knew it was right, and I knew it was positive. That's what I did know. And then as I grew up, even while I was in the street, I would go pick my mother up, and we would go to church.
Wow.
Time to time. I take my mama to church. Come on, let's go to
Can
church.
I stop you a while ago? Because I don't want the people to get this, I don't want to get a misunderstanding, Some things you said was very familiar to me, to American Gangster. You went, your people was a Colombian Connect and went through the military. Now your mom and you going to church every week. Come on, Black Walt, what's going on?
It's real.
Only thing he didn't tell.
What he didn't tell?
He didn't tell Frank Lucas.
Oh, he didn't tell. Frank Lucas told.
Oh, yeah, ain't no question. But the thing
but
is,
you see what I'm saying, though? You
yeah,
told me. I'm like, this is really a familiar story to me.
Even while you in the street, man, if you have a spiritual connection, you understand that what you doing, it ain't right. But you doing it for whatever reason that you doing it for. But in your mind and in your spirit that what I'm doing ain't right.
Wow, you right. That's 100%
Yeah,
right.
you know that. So, but as far as when I did make a whole complete change in my mentality and in my heart was when I got incarcerated. It happened when I got incarcerated.
Okay.
And I ain't ashamed to say it. How
Yeah,
some people
yeah.
say, oh, he only doing that because he went to jail.
Yeah, they say that about me. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
You get used to that after a while.
Yeah, it didn't bother me.
Hey,
I
listen.
even had homeboys in jail that knew me from the street that was telling me, "Oh, Walt, you faking. You ain't in that Bible, nigga. You faking, nigga. Because I'm going to, the
Services,
chapel every
yeah,
Sunday, and everything." And I said, "Nah."
They laughed at you when you
"It's
came
real,
home,
bro."
didn't
Nah, they just like, nigga, you a gangster. Nigga,
You ain't finna
you always
change.
gonna be a gangster. You ain't about to change that. I said, nah, man, it's real, man. It's just who I am. This is really who I am.
Of course.
I'm a good, peaceful, loving dude. I love people. That's really who I am.
That's hard.
Yeah.
I
So
like
that street life. No,
That's who I am too. Then
Right.
Then you wink at me. See, that's what I'm saying. See, this nigga right here, man. We gonna pray for this nigga before we get through ending this service. We gonna have to do something. Cause this nigga right here, you know what I'm saying? No, but he's almost trying to. He don't.
I'm
gonna have to take this.
I'm
nigga
making fun of him.
We need to take this
I'm
nigga.
making
somewhere.
fun of him.
No,
That's all.
I'm not playing with you because you didn't believe him either.
oh
Did you believe him?
yeah. But you know why I believe him? Because Walt's always been Walt.
Okay.
That's right.
He's always been Walt. Walt didn't like the Crip and blood thing.
Right.
He didn't.
He didn't even fall prey to it.
How long? I thought you was a blood till when? Probably.
Yeah. Shit. Just.
I thought he was
I
a
always
blood.
thought I was a blood.
He was just around him.
Yeah.
Walt said, bro, he said, I ain't never bang. I ain't never.
Never.
I said, dang. I said,
People
he said,
respect you like you did.
Yeah. But I was just affiliated. But that's why I was able to go anywhere in the city. That's why I was able to come down to his hood to 5-1 and to hang with them. To be on 50th and Woodland and shoot dice with them all day. And they all Crips. But these are my partners.
these are guys. This was before any of that.
That's real.
Yeah.
That was before
And
any
these
of
are
that.
gangsters. These are gangsters. These are my partners though. I can go down on 10th Street. I can go wherever.
Anywhere.
I can go anywhere.
So who was the one that came? Was it somebody? I think I heard Tex say it in an interview. Was it Fruit Town? Somebody from Fruit Town?
that's
that
what we
brought
talking
them
about.
down?
That's what I was talking
Troy
about.
and Buck.
They were from Fruit Town,
Yeah, Fruit Town.
Yeah.
Pyru.
Yeah, I guess.
I think that's what it
really
is.
Don't know that.
No, that's what it is.
Fruit Town. That's
Fruit Town, that's OG now.
Troy is what's the little dude with Kendrick Lamar?
Top Dog
J.
and
Rock?
MTD.
The other one.
Oh yeah, Schoolboy Q.
Schoolboy Q.
Schoolboy Q.
That's
That's
his
my
family.
homie's little cousin.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's when they came
also-
down to Kansas City, Missouri, and that's how it all popped off from the jump.
For
That's
them.
that's
for
how
that
Who
side.
came down.
That's why
Troy
they
and
came.
Bob. Troy and
Troy and
Bob.
Bob came in '85.
Yeah,
way
yeah,
before any Kendrick.
yeah. No, I know that, but I'm saying that's how it all migrated down to 55th.
With the blood, yeah.
Yeah, the blood
Yeah,
side.
Yeah.
And the
Yeah.
Crip side was through a guy named. It's so much, man.
Explain to me how the Crip side, how you found, how
had
you heard
guys
about it.
like Curtis Hughes, Sean Ray, Chad. They allegedly Curtis Hughes and Harry O
Okay,
was in the Marines together.
shout out to Harry. I talked to him the other day.
And
See, another military connection.
yeah,
There it is.
Yep, another
Harry
military
O
connection.
and Curtis was supposed to be partners from the Marines. Curtis brought Harry O down and that's how Eminem and all them other blood guys was coming to the 51st, but we wasn't going for it.
Y'all wasn't going for it. And I get it, because if something you said that was key earlier, that you knew that wasn't your
Right.
It wasn't your street, or it wasn't your identity. You was smart enough to know that.
Right.
A lot of guys didn't think about it like that.
I sure didn't.
You see what I'm saying? For you to do that.
Because what they did, what the Cali guys, the LA guys did, they came with the dope.
Yeah.
When you come with the dope, you come with the hope.
That's it.
And that's what it was. But my situation was different because the dope and the hope was already there for me.
He living with
family.
the plugs.
Wow,
I'm living
yes.
with the plugs. So it was different. So I didn't have to. Now, had my family not been in that situation, I probably would have been a blood.
Been caught up in it because of that.
And he know, and they know how I am. I would have been front line with it.
Front line with it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, but it just didn't pan out that way.
Wow. I'm gonna take it back to N9ne, because that was one of the core reasons for us coming down. Just to understand and just see what was being built, and being that you one of those key elements. I had to sit down and talk to you. You tried to run, you tried to stay gone, but I got you over here, man. I thank God for it. I think it's because spiritual connection, man. You wouldn't understand because you don't know what we talking about, because you winking your eye and shit. Yeah.
No, that was to you, because I was making fun of him.
No,
but I'm very big on energy.
Yeah.
And I'm very
spirituality.
spiritual. I just don't listen to the pimps.
No. I've never been a member of any church.
Right.
You start to meet certain people. You start to see I'm a Bible thump. I read, bruh, and if I'm not connecting that way, it's not gonna be a connection.
Oh.
I read a lot of different things, and then I try to understand where God want me to be in the scenario.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the whole game, and I think He's the same way. When you sit in God and spend time with God, and you really like everybody else, even though we incarcerated in this cell together. People start, man, what's wrong with him, man? He don't never talk to us or nothing. That's how they were doing me, because I was so focused in trying to understand how I was gonna figure out how to be a better person. You know what I'm saying? And I know already I was gone, bro. I was gonna sell dope the rest of my life, nigga.
Right.
I never thought I'd be willing to say I don't want to do it no more.
I said I'm either gonna be dead by 25 or I'm gonna be in prison.
That's what I thought.
My teacher
And I didn't
told me
play
that.
with that.
That's what I thought.
No, I said it.
No, my teacher told me.
And I meant it.
Yeah, I thought that too.
But I thank God that He seen me through.
No.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
that's right. Amen.
So Black Walt, man, so when N9ne he ventured off, he left, right?
No.
Yeah.
He didn't.
He didn't leave. He was signed to Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, right?
Yeah, no,
He was with Quincy Jones. Where was you at then?
Yeah, let me give you the story.
Okay, you know me. I'm talking with like I know what's really going on.
Yeah.
Nigga, I was there, nigga.
Yeah, let me give you the story. So, like I say, during this time, me and Tech, we danced together, man. We rapped together. We was best friends, man. We come around to Chuck's hood. He got a guy from his neighborhood by the name of Carlos Buggin, man. What's up, Carlos?
What up, Carlos?
Yeah.
Boss Talk say what up, man. I know these other niggas, but you don't know me.
That's
but you
right.
gon' know me. Go ahead,
And
Carlos.
Los was one of the top supreme dancers in our city
Top
at that
5.
time. Absolutely. So
Hands down, top 5.
absolutely. And
What was his specialty?
What? He danced with Beyonce, Hammer,
He was on that.
Yeah.
What was his name?
Buggin. His name is Carlos Smith.
No, his name.
Buggin
I
Santana.
can't wait to ask Benito about him,
Buggin
because
Santana.
Benito danced with Hammer too. So we
Okay,
gonna
so-
find this out.
so-
I got a partner named Benito. I'm gonna put.
Richard
They gonna
White-
have to know each other. Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
they gotta know. He was the first. You remember the dude with the hair?
Yeah.
Zester. He's from Kansas City. Zester.
I can't wait to ask
Leo
him
Whitebear.
because
Richard Whitebear.
Kansas City was
All
real
Kansas
big
City,
in
man.
dance,
It was like
man.
four
and that
people out of
dancing,
Kansas
y'all was
City.
on it.
Yeah, and then we had the dance father, Damon Strickland. Man, Kansas City was huge in dancing. We got some Eddie Griffin.
Soul
Eddie
Patrol.
Griffin was Soul Patrol.
He was cold
You
with
are
it.
disrespecting Eddie Griffin right now.
First
talking
of
about
all,
you
let
can
me
beat
just say
Eddie
that. Let me say
Griffin
that. Just because I'm in
dancing.
Kansas, nigga,
Soul
gonna let y'all
Patrol.
win. But Eddie Griffin, listen, I don't care
ain't
what
seen
you
the
say.
videos.
I seen the video, nigga. I ain't
ain't
scared of
fucking
no
with Eddie.
video,
You
man.
ain't- you ain't fucking
That
with
nigga
that.
pop a little bit, nigga, and stop a little bit, nigga. What is wrong with y'all? Y'all really think this nigga can be so? Let me tell you something, man. Eddie Griffin is on TV, nigga. I'm in the streets. Eddie He's a TV personality, man.
Hey, because he's talk this shit. Look,
I'm a country nigga, man.
You gonna have Eddie on here?
No, I talked to shout out to man, Bae. Where'd she go? Did she went in the back? Huck, the comedian, he with Eddie. That's my guy.
Okay.
We talk all the time.
Right.
But at the end of the day, man, talk is one thing. But this pop locking and all that, and from the 90s and the 80 era and all that, me living in Vegas, me living in different places and going around, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, what I do and what I did, yeah, you're not finna come on here
like that,
on Boss Talk, and I'm from Texas and y'all from Kansas City, Missouri, and it be a Las Vegas nigga. It can be, it been a KLC from Master P.
Right.
He say the same thing. The same, gonna get the same. You got to show me, man.
I know that's right.
You from the show me.
That's where we from.
You do
from the
right.
show me.
Yeah,
We
you
all
right.
from the show me.
Well, nigga, if the nigga don't show me, nigga, I'm supposed to believe it.
Okay, there you go. You said
We gonna
Shout
set
out
it
there
up.
to Griffin, man.
Hey, but let me. Okay, so going back to the story, you know, I was doing the music thing and everything with N9ne, but I was also, you know, heavily with my family on the street side.
Okay.
So, but I kept that away from N9ne.
Oh, really? He didn't know?
He didn't know nothing about it. Absolutely nothing. So I kept that away from him, and I started getting drawn and pulled into the street more than the music thing. So Tech would call me. He would call me literally every day. Bro, when we get back in the studio, I'm like, bro, I'm taking care of some things right now. I get back to you. You know, but I wouldn't tell him what it was. And he would call me. Then he ran into this guy named Icy Rock.
Okay.
He met him on a plane because he was going to a convention with Soleil.
Okay.
Remember the female rapper Soleil? She's from Kansas City. So he was going to a music convention with them, and he ran into the producer, Icy Rock. And Icy Rock is the one that said, hey, man, ain't you the dude to sing You Stutter, Step In, Motherfucker? And Tech said, yeah. He said, man, I want to work with you. So Tech called me. He said, Walt, since we ain't doing music, is it okay if I work with Icy Rock? I said, man, go right ahead. You got my blessing, bro. You know, because back then, we was real big on loyalty. Loyalty was real big. So he wasn't just going to go over there and work with him, you know, without us approving it. I said, yeah, go ahead, bro. Go, you got my blessing, bro.
That's all. I like that.
And he went over there and he started working with Icy Rock. When he started working with Icy Rock, that's how he got the deal with Perspective Records.
Wow. And so when you seen him go and he got the deal with Perspective Record and you start to see him go through these phases, you were proud of him, or because you were standing back. You were standing back looking and saying, man,
Absolutely.
that's us.
And we stayed in contact. Absolutely.
He would call and tell you the moves that was being made and like, man, look at this happen. That's dope,
Absolutely.
man. And so when did you know like this dude, he gone, bro? Did like the next level?
What you mean?
As far as on that independent grind, the way he did when he decided to come out of the labels and he decided to be the independent him.
Oh, when he got
and
with
he
Travis.
met with Travis.
Yeah, when he got with
Travis.
When he got with Travis and he got with Strange, man, and you know, it's when they did that first album, Angelic, that still had a lot of street element to it because a lot of that production was still done by Don Juan.
Okay.
And Icy Rock had some production on there as well. So he still had a lot of street element on that Angelic. And I seen the response and just how big it was becoming in the media.
Okay.
That people were knowing who N9ne was everywhere.
Wow.
You know, worldwide. And I'm like, whoa, bro done took off. He's on a whole nother level. Although there were things going on behind the scenes, you know, with a personal business side. But as far as the music and the effect that the music was having, I said, whoa, bro, gone. And then when he came out with the next album, I think it was Absolute Power, might have been the second one. He came out with the second album, then he was on tour. He was gone.
Wow.
He was on tour. We got 365 days of the year. He was on tour 300 days of the 365 days.
Wow.
He was gone.
Man, that's dope, man.
And he did that for the next 10, 15 years, 20 years.
20 years.
Gone. 20
he was
years.
gone.
He was gone.
Man, that's dope, bro. Like I said, that story, that come up story, like I said, Kansas City, Missouri, man, I've seen some talent come out from up here, like I said, like a Eddie or like my boy Columbus Short or Tech. And it's just crazy how, you know, big it gets, people see it and they be looking like, damn, I'm like, what's going on? When I seen Eddie Griffin, I was like, man, what's going on in Kansas City? I got to get up there. It make you want to go and see.
I was wondering when y'all was going to get up this way.
Oh, because I've been saying it. That was one of my things I always say on the show. If I'm gonna do what I say, I say if I do a live show, first live show ever, it's gonna be Kansas City music because they love Boss Talk.
Yeah. Right.
I can see it. I can see my analytics, and I'm like, man, Kansas City, Missouri show, Boss Talk 101 love, along with New York, along with of course Texas. Yeah. The ones in Texas, I see why people a lot of times these guys from Texas they'll go to different places. And because they, to do interviews, the artists and stuff, because you'll take the place you from for granted, because a lot of those people, they see us all the time. Yeah, but we family, you know what I'm saying? So family, you don't expect them to get excited as much about you like everybody else. But Kansas City, Missouri show Boss Talk 101 a lot of love, man. So I want to tell y'all, thank y'all, man. I appreciate y'all, bro, for even coming over and doing the show. Yes, man, is like I said, ever since we've been starting this process with N9ne and you making it so easy, big court, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
holding court, me and Court and you can't never forget about Big Court because that's my guy, you know what I'm saying, from 43rd, aka Mr. 308.
He from the Trays.
You heard what I said?
They call him the Trays.
No, you heard what I said.
308.
Mr. 308 around this whole, Tech 9, 3. You niggas is hell up here. But I interviewed him last night.
What up,
N9ne was on here last night. I got the core. I got everybody. You know what I'm saying? Big Court.
Big Court. That's a big bro. What's up?
Come on, man. And I'm going to continue to come up here.
With the right people.
You know what I mean? Because I'm going to be real with you. I go to L.A. and Vegas twice a year. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to be coming back through, just trying to keep it to where people understand this the areas that I reach and touch. You know what I mean? So I want to tell y'all, thank y'all again. And man, if we ever in Tampa, I'm going to be on you. To be honest with you, because you're going to have to show me what's up.
Absolutely.
We're going to figure it out down there too. You know what I'm saying? There's something going on we need to get into together. You know what I'm saying? So thank y'all, man.
Thank you.
Listen, it's been another great segment of Boss Talk 101. What a boss is talk.
No. Salute.